Welcome back, everybody, to Coding Out Loud, the stream where we build real projects, not contrived little projects, but real sites that we're trying to get launched as real projects here. So today we're going to be working on StubSquad like we have been for the last week or so. The goal of this stream, if we can get that far, is to basically get the marketplace up and live. I don't know if we're going to make it quite that far today. I would like to. I basically have all evening, so give or take 4 hours. I don't think. I hope it doesn't take 4 hours, but if it comes to that, I have about that long. So the idea is by the end of the stream, we want to basically be able to let real admins list their seasons in the marketplace if they choose to. Why? Obviously, it's kind of a useless marketplace if you can't list anything in it. And so these are kind of the high level tasks that I've outlined that we need to get accomplished, I think, for today, for that to be a reality. So we need to use the landing page layout rather than the logged in layout. We need to apply the styles from the ticket on the front page to the marketplace listing, and I'll show you what that means in a second. We need to add a link or some kind of button or something to the admin season page, which will actually let the admin put their slots in the marketplace. Then we also got to make the contact button work because right now it just doesn't do anything. So we want to display a warning that your email address is about to be disclosed to the admin. We want to make sure that the person really understands what they're about to commit to there. And then if it's approved, if they approve that, then it'll send an email to the admin and they can start working out the details behind the scenes kind of thing. We also want to make sure that the sitemap generation is including the marketplace. I don't know if this is the case. I haven't looked into how the sitemap is being generated in a while, so I'm kind of rusty on that. And then we also need to obviously implement the tests that we've marked as to do for the marketplace. So we've basically done all of the code, I believe, for the marketplace, but that'll give us the extra check to make sure that we haven't missed anything. So to go back to this point here, apply the styles from the ticket on the front page to a marketplace listing. What that means is on the homepage here, on the StubSquad homepage, if you look here, this number 3, get your tickets. I actually was thinking about it, and this would kind of, I mean, if we rotate them, this would kind of look nice as the for each listing. So if we go to the marketplace, instead of having just this random kind of square, rectangle, or whatever, if this is to actually look like that ticket. And so my idea is number 1, we need to use the landing page layout rather than the default. And so the landing page is a bit different. It's got a like a purple background. It doesn't have the same header, which I'm fine with. And we can basically copy or implement this by using the it's just a simple attribute on the render of the livewire component. Oh, sorry, I'll zoom that in a bit. So there's just this layout, and we just tell it to use the landing page. I think it's like layouts.landing page. We'll have to double check, but that should basically flip it to use that styling, and then we can go ahead and implement the ticket and restyle the entry as a ticket, and then we can kind of work our way through the rest of the list. So if we swap over to Vim here and we go to marketplace, yes. And so we want to say layout is going to be, and I don't think it's landing page. Let's just double check. So if we go to resources, views, is it? Views, layouts, as a guest? No. Okay, I just want to take a look here. So this is the one that I'm thinking about, the landing page layout. And it looks like this is not actually a layout, it's just a full thing. So what is the guest one? That's probably the one we're looking for then. Text screen 900. Okay, so instead, I think what we're going to do is public. This might actually be the right one. I think this is actually the right one, yeah. Okay, so we can say, close that, and go D3W public. Okay, so if if I haven't messed anything up here. If we go to the marketplace now, oops, marketplace. Okay, so yeah, so it's there. It's obviously not styled correctly, but we can get that working. So let's see here. Okay, so we'll close that, and we will close that. Let's take a look at the public dot blade dot php. Yes. Okay, so yield content. So this is the yeah. Okay, so this is currently being used for the blog. So if we go to the blog, this is the template it's using. So I think what we should be doing here is okay. So the public header, that's going to be that. So like this section here. So like if we look, like this is the public header kind of thing. Just delete that. And so what we're really concerned about with is this this div here, which is basically the what we would typically have our blog content in. And so what I'm thinking is if we just extract this div into the blog template, then we can basically reuse this content and just put our content in there without issue. So let's do that. And so we will say blog index, oops, blog index. Let's put this on this side. Okay, so yes. So we can say, let's just yank that. Actually, I'm kind of surprised this even worked, considering that this section. Huh. Okay, well, cool. We'll go div. So that can be written. Okay, and so then we can say, so now if that white box should be gone, but if we go to the blog, it should still work fine. Okay, so good. So now what we can do is we can say, okay, so we can close that. If we go back to the marketplace blade and we say section content, yep, and then end section. Livewire encountered a missing root tag when trying to render a component. Okay, so what are we not doing? Section content, yep. Oh, I think because this, let's take a look at the blog index again. No. This is actually going to extend the public layout. Multiple root elements detected for component. I don't think that's true. Let's go back to the blog index one more time. So number one, let's get rid of these imports that we're not using. Extends layout public. I don't think, I'm sure we need the section because otherwise it doesn't know where to inject the layout content. Okay, let's take a look here at the Livewire component stuff. Okay, so PHP attribute only support literal, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so where is... do I need to do like something like that so that they both do it? Log class markdown not found. Okay. Okay, so it was using that blog index. Okay, so then we can just say if slot and if define variable. Oh no, it's we want to do if is set. There we go. Okay, so the blog works and the marketplace works. Beautiful. Okay, so we can go into Notion. Okay, so we're using the landing page default rather than the default, or the landing page layout rather than the default. Okay. The next is we want to apply the styles from the ticket on the front page to the marketplace listing. So we want to basically make this look like those. So I know I do have a blade component that does that. And I think because they're just so different, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to make our own copy for this and put it in our marketplace item. We're not going to like use that same component just because they are still technically different and they're going to have different pieces of information. So let's close out of here, out of here, out of here. And so let's go to marketplace item. Yep. And we're going to say ticket blade, single ticket. Yes. Okay. So this is this is what makes the ticket. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to yank this whole thing and let's go like this. Okay. And so, and then I want to wrap it in a one div so that we only have one root component like it was complaining about before. This is going to say that there's no ending div. That's fine. So let's go and add it. Okay, so undefined variable ticket number. Okay, so that's fine. So where is ticket number here? Let's just say 42 for now. Doesn't matter. Okay, so we have a bunch of stuff happening. There's like these little hooks, and the text is obviously rotated. So let's go like this. Okay, so that's kind of in the same place now. These are rotated as well. Okay, that's okay. So we want to make this flex because we want them to sit next to each other. Width full, height full. Let's not worry about the padding right now. I'm more concerned about making them just sit next to each other, and then we can kind of start moving some of the data from the current design into here. I just basically want to get it generally lined up here. So let's get, oops, definitely need the space Y. Okay, so what are we missing here? Okay, so that's the text. That is the line underneath. Okay. So why are these justify between? Okay, so let's take a look and see what's happening here. Okay, so something's pushing this stuff down. That's the margin top. So we can get rid of that. Okay, so now that should be the right size. Okay, perfect. And so now we can say P4 just to give it some breathing room. Okay, so now we have stuff in there, which is good. The last thing we need to do is get these curly things working here. So how do we have the, so these are the two absolutely positioned things. I believe this one's going to be the top. And so really what we want is left. Okay, and actually I guess this is going to be bottom 1/3. Nope. Okay, let's just get rid of it for the moment. Okay, so right now it's over there, so we need to rotate it 90, I believe. Where did it go? Okay, no, so we want it rotated the other 90, so negative rotated 90. Now it should be pointing the other way, yep. Okay, and then we want it to be top 1/2. Whoa. With 8. Okay. Okay, so that's still, what does it think this div is? Okay, so it thinks it's the whole thing. So, right, because it's it should be relative to this. Relative. Okay. So now, yeah, okay, so that's a bit better. Not exactly where it needs to be, but that's okay. So it's right there now. Top, is it still relative to the right container? I just want to make sure. So this one, absolute left 4. Okay, so actually we don't need this left 4 at all. Why is this? It's at top half. Oh, I think I need to do top and bottom to put it in the center. No. Absolutely positioned. Top 1/2, bottom 1/2. Do I need to do like top 0, bottom 0? It's been a while since I've done the inset stuff. No, that's only going from the top. Because inset 0 is like top left, bottom right. Tailwind inset. I know this is not the one we're looking for. It's just going to get me to the right page. So inset. So what is the one we want? We want 4. We want it to basically be in the middle on the left. So what is number 4? Inset Y0, left 0. Okay. Inset Y0, left 0. Okay, let's take a look. That's not what we want. Why are you not moving? Is that not what we want? Sure, that's what we want. We want it left and in the middle. 04. 04 is right there. Do we need to have a size on here? So height. No. Okay, so why is this not showing? Being put in the right place here. Unless we're looking at the wrong one. I don't think we are, though. If we change this to red, this should definitely be... Okay, so it's definitely that one. round and full, border B8, rotate 90, background transparent, width 8, height 8. Absolutely positioned within this container. Yeah, I'm just going to try something. I just want to see if this is moving in the direction that I think it is. Okay, so it is. So now if we say, we're just going to hard code this for now. Top 8. This is probably going to be wrong, but that's okay. Let's try 12. Cool. Good enough for now. Okay. And then we're basically just going to do the same thing here, but we're going to position this on the right. So again, top 12, and then we want this one to actually rotate 90. Again. Okay. Okay, so we have a vaguely ticket looking thing here. And so now we can start actually filling out some of these details. So let's see. Number one, I want to make this bigger because actually, you know what? No, we're not even going to worry about that right now. We can close this. Let's get the data in there first, and then we will worry about making it look better. So we will say Toronto Blue Jays. That is a bit large. Let's maybe bring that to 2XL for now. Okay. And we want to have this max width 1/3. And what is it? Overflow wrap. Okay, so why is that not wrapping? Like that. Okay, so yeah, so let's make this 2/5. Okay, so yeah, ticket for Toronto Blue Jays. Let's get the image because I really do like how that'll sit behind there. So grab this. And we will put it there. And so we'll have to make this relative as well because it's absolutely positioned. Why is that not showing up? Is it showing up and I'm just not seeing it? That's getting really annoying. Let's take a look. Okay, so apparently it's there. It's just not being seen. Is it because of the z-index? Probably. Let's give this as the index of 10 and this as the index of 20. Oops. Z10. Okay, so then what we need to do is add it to the child classes here. So Z20, so that they're being computed on kind of an equivalent concept. Because yeah, right now it's still sitting on top of the text. So if we go text should still, why is that not? Z10, Z20. I mean, that would, maybe I misunderstand Z indexing, but that should really be sitting behind the text. Okay, so where did we pull it from? We pulled it from there. So there we go. Okay, so it's still not in the right position. It's got some padding that we don't need. So this top 4, left 4 should really be 0 because it's already being inset by the rest of the stuff. So if we go like that, there we go. Okay, so now it's kind of generally in the right place, I'd say. And this bar, just trying to think what we can put down there. Because I want the price to be, well, actually, you know what? First thing I want to do is I want to change this to 3XL. And then make this 3/5. Yeah. And do we want some margin on the left? Kind of. 2. Why is my keyboard not doing anything here? That's awesome. Margin left of 2. Okay, so now it's inset a little bit better. I like that. Is there anything that we can put in that text there? Okay, so I'm going to try having the, well, no, that's not going to work, I don't think. Well, actually, you know what? Let's try it. So what I'm thinking is we can put the section and the seats underneath here. Obviously, there will be some more padding here. But that way, it kind of looks like a ticket, like Toronto Blue Jays, section, blah, 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 and the number of seats. And then we can put the rest of the details on the right-hand side here. So let's go like this. Oops. This is going to be, we don't care about the height right now. We just want to get some text in here. So there's going to be 2 divs. Oh my goodness. Actually, these probably have the right styling on it as it is. So we can probably just, yeah, we can. So we can just go like this. Okay, so we want to flex these and justify between. Okay, so oops, don't care about music right now. That is not what I wanted to launch. Let's get SQL Ace. I just want to change the section to something a little less unlikely. Ticket seasons, searches, section. Let's call this 203. 302, sure. go text LG. What size are we at here? Yeah. So I'm just thinking here again. I think I'm going to widen the entire ticket because this is already at, so we're zoomed in to like 150%. This is the size of the actual thing. So I think we can make it a little bit bigger and not worry too much. So let's go up here. Where did we do the width? So that's 3/5 of that. Is it set on the parent? Probably. Width full. Okay, so it's not. Where are we setting? I don't think we're actually setting any hard-coded height, or sorry, width. So yeah, so let's go back here and let's say yeah, let's say width, let's try 96, still too small. Let's try, I know we have some custom sizes in our Tailwind config. Tailwind config. Width, let's try 140. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so now what we can do, so this div that is holding these is not going full width, so we will say width full. Cool. That kind of looks like a ticket. And what I want to do also is for the container div of these two, I want to vertically stack them and then push the section and seats down to the bottom. So on the Z20, let's go like this. Flex call, justify between. Okay, and so now, yeah, the section is the down at the bottom, the seats are over there, good. And so now I can stop flashing because that's annoying. And so now let's add the other details to the other side of the ticket here. So the big one is obviously going to be the price, the buy-in price. So let's go like this. And so just paste this in here momentarily. We're going to get rid of this background gray and the rounded full. Let's just go see how that looks. Okay, so we want it bigger. So let's go text. How big is this? Okay, so that's 3. So let's make this 2XL. Font bold. Yep, I like that. And this is going to be awesome because when this is done, we're not even going to have this little drawer here. It's going to all be on here. So what do we want next? We want so looking for, I think is probably makes the most sense. No, maybe current. So let's go like this. Just delete these. Okay, and so current. Okay. One day I will learn how to use Vim. It does not seem like today is going to be a good day for that. Okay, looking for New members. Okay, so this is going to be huge, so we definitely don't want the text that big. Let's make this text SM. And we definitely don't want those bold either. This needs to be semi-bold. Okay. So the spacing is still not great. Let's make this 1. And then what do we have left? The pick pattern, I think. Yeah, pick pattern and notes. That's going to be interesting. Okay. So we'll yank this, paste it, and paste this. So where's the pick pattern stuff? Pick pattern, that's what we want. Pick pattern, rolling start, and then looking for, oh, sorry, this is going to be the notes. Okay, yank that. And okay, so obviously this is not going to work if we have like any reasonable amount of notes. So what I'm thinking is because this is already getting a lot taller, maybe we move the notes to underneath the section and seats. So let's try that. So let's delete that from there and paste it. No, that's not what we wanted. Cool. And then I want to put some padding on this div, this container of the kind of left side here. So let's go PR4. Let's try that. Yeah, that looks better. And so now this might actually look quite a bit better on kind of any size screen. So if I'm just going to shrink this back down to 100%. So that's what you're going to see on that size screen. Does it shrink at all? Of course it doesn't. So I think what we'll do is we'll make it so it just kind of these two stack, and we'll have like the price underneath the title if it's on like a small breakpoint kind of thing. So like if it's at a really small breakpoint, it'll just kind of be one stack of things. So let's yank this. And so it'll be underneath the nickname. And so this is going to be block. Let's try SM hidden. I don't know what the right size is going to be. When does it pop up? Oh, put it up too high. Yeah, that's probably fine where it hides it small. And then now we can go hidden SM block. Okay, so if we shrink this, yeah, it goes away. And then we're also going to say, which div is this that includes all of it? This one. Okay, so we're going to say flex call, and then on a small breakpoint, it's going to be flex row. Okay, so if this works correctly now, okay, so that's generally what we're looking for. There's the spacing on here that we're going to have to fix, but otherwise, I mean, that's like on a small breakpoint, that's not the worst thing in the world. And then this width is just going to have to shrink down. So we're going to say, let's say width 80, SM width 140. Try that, see what it looks like. I'll have to fix the little kind of tab things. So let's go like this. So on the, we want padding left of 4 on SM PL0. PL3? I don't think so. Maybe PL2. Okay, no, it is definitely PL3. Cool. In fact, I don't even want to set a width on this until we get to the bigger size. So this should be able to shrink. Yep. And then at the bigger breakpoint, it snaps to the kind of better looking one, I'd say. Okay, so what do we got here? We have that. Let's say PY. Let's try PY4, and then I think this is going to be too big, but that's okay. What I'm trying to do is spread that out. Yeah, that's too big. So let's try PY2. Not PY22. Yeah, that looks a bit better. And then the same with the sections and the seats. So we will say PY2, SMPY0. Okay. And also width 3/5. So that's only going to be on the small breakpoint. So that on the smaller ones, it can just kind of fill up the box there. Awesome. Okay, so last thing we need to do is figure out why these stupid tabs are only staying. I mean, like we've hard coded them obviously for right now. These are the absolutely position ones here. But what I don't understand is why they're not, like why the inset is not working correctly. So I'm wondering if it's because they're happening before the rest of the div has a chance to render, I guess, is the only way I can think to describe it. Okay, so if we say, yeah, so we want, inset Y0. This should put it in the middle. Why are you not going to the middle? Span the left edge. Right, that's exactly what we want. Top 0, bottom 0. Like that should put it in the middle of, because basically, like if you do an inset 0, which is basically all of them, it's like the middle one. So if you go to 05, it's just inset 0. Inset 0, if you look at the code, oh, it's just inset, of course. And yeah, inset Y0 is just top and bottom. So why is this having an issue? I don't think this is going to work, but we're just going to try it. Never used that utility before. No, that's definitely not the right one. Doesn't even know about that one. Interesting. Just trying to think of another way we can kind of get the height of this div as it changes shape. You know what? I think what we're actually going to do is we're just going to hide these on the smaller breakpoint. And the reason I'm saying that is on the smaller breakpoints, like they don't really make sense, even if they were in the middle, because now that I'm thinking about it, they're just going to kind of look like these little bumps in between here. So in fact, I'm just going to hide these entirely. And then on SM, we're going to make them block level. And same with you. Hidden SM block. Okay, so now they're gone. Make this bigger, bigger, bigger. And then boom, now it looks like a ticket. I love that. And so with that, we can actually get rid of all of this. Now we don't have the drawers. It looks like a ticket. I really, pardon me, I really like how that looks. The only thing I want to change is the PY2. So I want to change this to top and top. Yeah, so that looks a bit better. And the last thing we need to do is make this, like put a contact button on here somewhere. So how do we want to put that? What do we want to do with that? I'm trying to decide here. Do we want to have something like at the top, like next to the price? Actually, I want to say flex call SM flex row. Number of seats, yep. Yeah, I think. Okay, actually, before we do that, I want to go into our marketplace item. And this can actually go away now because we're not using it. Yeah, I think there's just going to be a contact button next to the price. So we're going to say button contact. So we're going to say class of ML4. How do we want to make this look? Do we want to make it look like a button or a link? ML4. What happens if we just make it look like that? That's very big text, so we definitely don't want it that big. So text LG maybe. Doesn't look like it changed. Did I not write? Why is that so big? It's basically the same size as the text 2XL. That does not look... Okay, so what we'll do here then is we will go like this. And we will flex these. Align. Maybe one of these days we'll get align baseline working. Items end. There we go. That's what I want. Kind of aligned on the baseline of the text there. And we will make this font semi-bold. And then on hover, we'll say text white and transition. Now, if you hover over that, let's see, is it actually changing? Barely. If we change this to text purple 600. Yep. Well, let's make this 500. A little brighter. 400. Yeah. Cool. Okay, and so then, because this is a wire click, and we want to say contact. Yep. Now, there's one thing that I haven't done with Livewire since Livewire 3 came out, was this on the wire, I believe it's the wire click event. There's also like a confirm or something like that. Yeah, wire confirm. Okay, so there's a separate thing here. So wire confirm, are you sure you want to delete this post? Yes. Okay, so we want to say wire confirm equals, and this is just the message. Okay, so are you sure you want to contact? No. Sure you want to sure you want to contact the admin of this season? Be aware that doing so will reveal your email address to them. Okay, so the idea is, like, if I click contact, yeah, so it should pop up with this error. Are you sure you want to contact the admin of this season? Being aware that doing so will reveal your email address to them, right? So that's good. And so now we have this working component. Let's just close a bunch of these buffers here. And so let's say function contact item ID, I think is what we're passing in. Replace item, yeah, the item ID. Cool. Okay, so this is going to be, we're going to return a redirector. Learned this one yesterday. Feature supports redirect, yes. And so we want to, again, we're gonna just kind of type out what we kind of want here. So, yep, contact ticket owner, yep. And this is gonna be the item ID. And then we're going to redirect. Actually, no, we're not even going to redirect anything. We will toast. So I forget how we're. It's been a while since I've done any toasting stuff. So there is a. Oh, it's just a global helper. Okay, so we can say. Success is going to be email sent to the admin this season. Okay, and so of course there's no job here. Really, actually, what we want, not a dispatch, we just want to send an email. So we want to basically say mail to, and then we're going to take in the, oh, this is going to be annoying. Okay, so this is the marketplace season, so we need to go this item, season owner email. I don't think that's actually correct, but we'll get close here. Season, so it's going to be a ticket season, and it's going to be ticket season admin, I think, is the relationship. Let's go take a look. Administrator. App mail contact ticket owner this item. So we're not going to have that because I don't think Livewire can differentiate between those because there's going to be so many of these items on the page. So what we really need is we need to say search equals ticket season search find item ID. We're going to say find or fail. And okay, and so it's going to be ticket season search should reference the ticket season. Yep. Okay, so we're on the right track here. Okay, and then we want to send this contact ticket owner. And this is going to be search as well. Okay, expected type, blah, blah, blah. And of course, this doesn't exist yet, so let's go make it. Art, make, mail, contact, ticket owner, markdown. And it's not going to see it, of course. Use app, mail, contact ticket owner. What the heck? Expected type. Okay, I think we're just going to close that and reopen it. Maybe it'll get rid of that error. No, of course. Let's try getting right out of here. Marketplace item. Okay, so now it works fine, of course. So contact ticket owner. So we are going to take in the yeah, we want to queue this. We don't want to send that real time. Yeah, it's let's go like this. So 2 equals that. And 2 and 2. Okay. So now we're going to receive a public ticket season. No, neither of those. Search. Ticket season. Let's try this again. Public ticket season search. Called search. Wow, my typing is just awful today. Okay, so say StubSquad. Someone is interested in joining your squad. And so we also need to send the person who is logged in here. So first thing we need to do is how do we want to do this? It's there. Okay, so what I'm thinking about here is like, we need to make sure that this route is protected and only accessible to logged in users, right? Like we don't want someone who isn't logged in to be able to contact someone and make requests, right? Because it'll just get abused and people get spammed. So we don't want that to happen. So we want you to at least be logged in. The other thing that we want to do, actually no. So right now the only thing we care about is the person logged in. So actually, you know what? Right now, I'm not even going to worry about that because this is still in testing, and I know that for a fact that it's one of the tests that we have. So we'll come back when we start kind of reverse TDDing some of the stuff that we've been building here. So let's just assume that everyone's logged in right now. So what we want to say is auth. Okay, so requester equals auth user. And then we want to also send the requester email. And did I do this in the right order? Search to, yeah. And this is going to be a public string requester email, yeah. Okay. And so if we go into the contact ticket owner blade, what do we want to put in the title here? Your interest in your tickets. Someone is interested in your tickets. You know what? I think actually we want to pass through the entire requester. I want the entire user object. Auth user. Yeah, you can complain, that's fine. This is going to be a user. public, so it's available in here. So we want to say user name has contacted you about your tickets. You can reply directly to this message and it will be sent to them. Sent, you can reply to this message and it will be sent directly to them. Okay. And then we need to figure out how to set the reply to in Laravel mailables. So Laravel mail markdown mailables. No, that's not what I want. Okay, we don't want the global. We want, don't need attachments. I'm pretty sure it's part of the envelope stuff. Tags. Yeah. Okay, so let's go take a look at that. Never actually had to do this, so this is kind of new for me. So apply to, perfect. User email. This user email. Cool. Okay, so that should allow us to, so basically what's going to happen is it's going to send the admin of the season an email saying, hey, someone's interested in joining your squad. But if they reply to that message, it will go directly to the other person. It won't come to us first. So we will have no visibility into their email chain. Like, this is basically just to get a conversation started. It's up to them to kind of deal with their how do I want to put it? Deal with their communications kind of thing, right? So so if we go like this and we go into StubSquad, so let's refresh that. I'm going to now right now, are we logged in? We are not logged in. Okay, so we need to wrap the contact button in a check to see if they're logged in. So we want to say auth and then end auth. I'm just realizing now that we also need to put this button on the right here. So we need to put it there, and then we also need to wrap this in a div to make it responsive, and it should actually have, oh, maybe not. Let's take a look. So I'm not logged in. Okay, that still looks fine. So if I log in and I go to the marketplace, now the contact button shows up there. Good. And yeah, so we want to say this is class flex. Items end. Cool. So that's there. Width full. justify between. How does that look? Cool. So it puts the contact over there. That's good. And then, yeah, so then it's right there. In fact, let's do that here as well. So we will say SM justify between, and this should also be item, should be SM. Cool. So now the contact is over at the right-hand side there. That's good. Okay, so the other thing that I want to do is I want to basically hide the sign up and login buttons because right now, or up until now, we haven't had a reason to check if the person was logged in or not to display those. And so they just always show up. So if you're logged in, you shouldn't need to see the login or sign up button, right? You're already there. So if we go to the public header, is that not what it's called? Header, public header. Yep. And so what we want to say is, I can never remember the check. It's like it's not auth or something like that. Not auth. I don't think that's right. And not auth. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to fail. Yeah, it doesn't know what that is. Okay. Maybe it's else auth. Yeah, no, that's not it. Okay, so let's go back to that. So at least we have a working page, even if it's not correct. So check if authenticated. There's like a, sure there's, okay, so, right, okay, so it's guest. So if you're a guest, you get these, and, right. Cool, so now, why are those still showing up? I am not a guest, I am signed in. Yeah, should be guest and guest. Unless there's two different, oh, there, of course there is. Okay, guest and guest. Okay, cool. Yeah, so the other one was for responsive. Cool, so now the login boxes are gone because we're logged in, so that's good. And so, contact. Okay, so that's still showing up, so we need to fix that. Auth. And so this is going to be, where is this one? Right here. Yeah, so we want to say block SM hidden. Cool. So now if we shrink this down, the contact button should pop over there. Yep. Good to go. Awesome. Love it. That is exactly kind of what we're looking for. I still think this could use a little bit of work, but this is so much better, I think, than how it was. So the only last thing that I want to do is I want to make the logo a little bit bigger. I think it seems a little small in there. So where are our image? Say 32. And then, yeah, bit too big. 28. I don't even know if that's, I think that's a number. Yeah, that looks good. Cool. Okay, so let's go back to our Notion here. So apply tickets, styles from ticket on front page to marketplace listing. Yep. Add link button to admin season page. Okay, so, and actually make the contact button work. So we're displaying a warning, and then if approved, send an email to the admin. So let's just make sure that that's actually happening. And so I'm going to log out here, just because if I believe that marketplace is the same, although I guess it doesn't really matter. We're not checking. But let's go sign up. We'll just say JT, new email at StubSquad.com, whatever. Okay, it's fine. Cool, and we're gonna have to verify our email. Yep. Okay, so we can refresh this. Okay, so if we go to the marketplace now, okay, so in theory, this should prompt us to say that, hey, you're about to reveal your email address. Okay, we hit okay. Okay, the toast didn't show up, which sucks, but that's okay. We can figure that out in a minute. And we need a queue worker to actually test if this is happening. So our queue work. User validated email. Okay, so someone is interested in joining your squad. Okay. Oh, of course, the stupid plain text stuff. That is going to drive me crazy. So for now, I'm just going to open up VS Code to do this. Where is that contact ticket owner? This is going to be plain text, so it doesn't try and auto-format it as well. Okay, okay, so we can close out of there. Yes, VS Code, we get it. Okay, so if we go to here again. Okay, so it did show up here. We're gonna have to figure out why the toast didn't show up itself on the same page. I think it's like it's supposed to show up immediately, but obviously that's not happening. So let's go contact again. Yes, let's just make sure the email looks okay. Of course I killed the queue worker. Our queue work. And so someone is interested in joining your squad. Someone is interested in your tickets. JT has contacted you about your ticket. You can apply this email and it will be sent directly to them. And there's my email address. So that's the user that I was logged in. The new email at StubSquad.com. So the person who got this email can now directly reply to that person, which is awesome. Cool. So, okay, if approved, send an email to the admin. So that's done. The next thing we need to do is add the link or something to the admin season page to let them know that they can actually list their seasons on the marketplace. And so let's go back here. I'm just going to close out of all these and start fresh. And so we're going to go to the admin season. And so I was just very, very briefly looking at where we could kind of put these. And so if we go to back in here, I'm going to log out just so I can see the season that I have going here. So if we say log in, and if we go to the admin page, what I'm thinking about is, because this is kind of like a membership related thing, that we can put it underneath the invite code here. So there will be a button that says something like list your open slots on the marketplace. So invite code, so it's going to be that. So let's close that. And if we say div, I just want to make sure we're in the right place here. Testing, whatever. Testing, perfect. Okay, so we are going to copy this. Now, think yeah. Okay, so we're gonna say, oops, I want one there, and we're going to say let's call this marketplace. Yeah, marketplace. Then we're gonna have, oops, wow, a button, and it's going to be going to say list your open slots. Okay, so how does that look? Okay, it looks horrible. It doesn't look like a button at all. Let's make it a button. So let's go yank those. And obviously that's not exactly how we're going to want these classes, but it's an okay start. Okay, so list your open slots. Okay, so number one, we just want the border all the way around. We want px of 3 and py of 2. That looks better. Want rounded corners. We want rounded SM corners. Wow. Okay. List your open slots. Okay, the other thing we need to do is flex these because that looks horrible like that. And we want space x2. I don't know. How does that look? Meh. Items end. There, we got the text align. Maybe space x3. Yeah, I'm okay with that. List your open slots. Okay, and then, so the other thing we need to worry about is the hover, because right now it doesn't even look like a button other than your mouse changing. So let's say hover BG Zinc 800. What? Oh, right. Dark hover BG Zinc 800. Yep. Although it's too dark and it's matching the background, so let's make this 700. Okay, so list your open slots, and actually I want to do that on this button as well here. Hover, dark hover, BG Zinc 700. Okay, so now that looks like a button, like that. Okay, list your open slots. And then is there a hover state for the light mode? Probably not. No. So what is our background here? So background gray 200. So we will say hover BG gray 300. So if we flip to normal mode, does this look like? Yes. And we'll add that to this as well. Hover BG gray 300. Great. So now those actually look like buttons. I'm good with that. And actually on this, we want, what color is this border here? Border gray 300. Border gray 300. Okay, so now it looks like a normal button. It matches those. If we go to dark mode, good stuff. Okay, so list your open slots. And so In fact, this is just going to be a link. So this can just be a href. And this is going to be just to the market. I think it's just called marketplace. I think is what we called it. Okay. So if we click this, does it take it to the marketplace? It does. Awesome. Okay. So the last thing that we want to do, and that I'm thinking about right now, is if the season is listed on the marketplace, there should be a way for the person to say, no, I want to remove them, like remove this this listing for the slots. So right now, this link is basically saying you can go list them, right? But if a search already exists for this season, this should just be like a remove your listing instead of listing your open slots, because this one already has a listing, right? So let's go back to the code and let's take a look at the admin season here. And so how do we want to do this? I think we're going to say public bool is listed on marketplace. And yeah, it's going to be by default, it's going to be false because it needs to have something. And so on render, we're going to say this is listed on marketplace equals ticket season search. How do we want to say this? Ticket season search. Find this season ID. Let's see. Is that the right logic? My brain is not working here. So we'll just go back here and we'll say at if is listed on marketplace. Put listed for now. Else and if. Okay, so that's not the right logic. So we want to say if it's equal to null. Okay, so right now it's listed, which is right. And then, okay, so if it's listed, blah, blah, blah. That logic feels weird. So it's listed on the marketplace. Like it's giving us the right answer, but the logic seems weird because what it's saying is we're saying like, if we find them and it is null, then it is listed. That seems wrong. Let's go take a look. So ticket season ID. Oh, right, because we're not looking at the right place here. Okay, so we're going to say, yeah, this is not looking for the right thing. We're going to say where season ID equals this season ID first and not equal to null. Okay, so this should work now. It should be the same thing, but this is checking the right thing. Oh, is it? I think it might be ticket season ID. Yeah. Okay, so now it's the right. It's looking at the right data, and it's getting us the right value here. So right now it just says listed, which is fine. Let's go. And so what we can do is now we can say, oops. This can be a button that will basically allow the person to remove their listing. So we want to basically say something like, and we want to make it a button specifically because this is a delete option or delete action. And so we don't want like some so for example, like if someone has some antivirus that triggers every link on a page, if they trigger that link, it's immediately going to delete their link or their listing, right? So we want to make it a very obvious action that they have to click to say button, like you're about to remove this, or like remove your listing, and should pop up like an alert saying you're about to remove your listing. Are you sure? Kind of thing. So button, we want it to say like remove listing. Okay, obviously it's still going to look horrible, but that's okay, because we're going to basically copy this whole thing, and we're going to insert here. Okay, so remove listing. And so this is going to, so wire confirm, as we learned a bit ago. This will remove your listing from the marketplace. Are you sure? Yep, exactly. And then wire click equals remove marketplace listing. And so then we just got to go implement that method. So function remove marketplace listing. It's going to turn a void, and this is going to, yeah, we want to authorize obviously first, and then we want to say ticket season, blah, blah, blah. Delete. Yeah, that's basically it. So if we click this remove listing, it should prompt us. Yeah, we're sure. So now it should list our open slots exactly. And if we go to the marketplace, should be nothing there. So we should probably make that look a little better. So let's go to the marketplace itself. Yeah, if there's no listings, it should probably look a tiny little bit better. Okay, so let's go. If marketplace items say else. Else and if, oh my goodness. And so what I'm thinking is we can just kind of make up an item here. Maybe that won't work. Sure. No items found. How bad does that look? If marketplace items, blah, blah, blah. No items found. No. Let's make this a little more user-friendly. Doesn't seem like anyone is looking for new squad members. Cool. And so if we go back to the StubSquad and we go to the admin page and list our open slots. Oh, right. That's not the route that we want to go to. We want to send them to add to marketplace. Add to marketplace. Oh, okay. So we need to send them with the season. Okay. So if we go to admin, list our open slots. Cool. Buy-in price, they'll have to pay $4,500. We're looking for one new member in section 202. We have 2 seats. And place our listing. We'll have to add a link to the header there. And there's our link, or our, pardon me. Okay, and so actually one more thing I'm thinking about now as we're doing this is if the season is already listed in the marketplace, we don't want to allow them to relist, right? Because you can only list it once. So, I think that might be a problem for, well, no. Let's add some notes here. So we want to, actually, no. Okay, so, right, because if I go to admin again, that's just going to remove the listing. Do we want to allow someone to edit them? Should an admin be allowed to edit an existing listing? My argument would be yes, they should be allowed to, because it costs money to list, or it will cost money to list. And so we don't want them to, if they make a mistake, have to keep paying. So if they have a listing, it's going to be, they should be allowed to change those things. So I guess we should make an edit page. So let's go back to our code. And so if we go to the add to marketplace, and yeah, so that is a little bit of a misnomer now, because it's not just adding, it's season to marketplace. Okay. Let's make another one. Edit listing. Edit marketplace listing, yes. And this is going to have to be a new component. Edit marketplace listing. Yeah, that's fine. Art, make, Livewire, edit marketplace listing. Oh, of course. Cool. Now we can uncomment that. And of course, code completion doesn't want to work. Update that. Web. Okay. And yeah. I'm just thinking about how, like, can we modify the ad season to marketplace to be the edit as well? I think we can. So in fact, I'm going to delete this. Add season to marketplace. Okay, so we're going to say, so if this season search, so basically if there a search already exists, yeah. So if we go now to, what's the route? Season / add listing. Are these fields going to be filled out? They are. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to modify this a little bit. So we're going to say listing. Marketplace listing. Okay, so we're gonna have to make some changes. That's fine. So this is gonna have, yeah. Marketplace listing. Livewire. This needs to be marketplace listing. Yep. Okay, so this should also marketplace listing. Okay. And so if we go back to our admin season, marketplace listing, and in fact, we can just copy this and paste it there. And so we can say, edit your listing. Edit your listing, remove listing, because if we go to edit, all the details should be there. Otherwise, we can remove it. Yep. Okay, and if we list our open slots, those fields just don't exist, so it's just new. Okay, and so let's go into our add season to marketplace test. Actually, let's delete this since it doesn't do anything now. Tests, feature, add season to marketplace. We're going to rename this to marketplace listing test. Okay. Okay. So those should all work now. So what do we got left? Should an admin be allowed to edit an existing listing? Yes, they can now. And make sure sitemap generation is including the marketplace. Okay, so let's go into our code. I'm just going to close everything. I want to start fresh. There's nothing better than starting fresh like that. So if we go to site, generate sitemap. I do not know what's happening here. Generate sitemap. Okay. Okay. So config app URL. So the last thing we need to do then is just basically put a link to the. So let's put here. Add link to marketplace on both logged in and public header. Okay, so the reason I'm saying that is so the sitemap generator that I use is a package from Spatie, and it basically just crawls your website. So as long as there's a link to the marketplace on the homepage, it'll get picked up. So if we go to, we'll do it on the public header first. And so where's our web browser here? Let's just log out. Okay, so what I'm thinking is we just put it next to the blog and the details kind of thing for now. Again, we can figure out better places to put it later. Pardon me, but we'll just start here and see how far we get. So if we say marketplace and marketplace, how bad does that look? Okay, so it's there. Now I know that it's going to get shrunken down. It's going to be in the way as that gets, yeah, you can see it gets all messed up there. So let's do this. PX. Let's make this just PX3 and see if that gives us enough space at this breakpoint. I don't think it will. No. What if we do PX2? Okay, so that fits there. And if we shrink it down, how bad? No, so there's still an area where it's crazy. Okay, so let's go SpaceX 3. Okay, and then it disappears. That's fine. Because that's as wide as it's ever going to be. So marketplace is there. That's the right link. Okay. Okay, and so now take this. Actually, the blog, how it works. Just so those links look the same. Oh, of course, it's not going to work. So let's do the shorter one for all of them. I just want to have some consistency here. So details. Okay, and so, okay, so it's blog, details, marketplace. Yep. If we shrink it, blog, details, and marketplace. Marketplace. Now this should have the marketplace there. Beautiful. So if we log in, admin, list my open slots, 4,500. We're looking for one new member. That's section 202 with 3 seats. We drink a lot. I don't know. Just as a fun note. Okay, so if we go back to, we'll have to add the marketplace here, the link there as well. But let's take a look once we're looking at the public version. Okay, so there it is. So if we go to the blog, awesome. Marketplace. Cool. The blog details marketplace. Obviously, the login buttons are not needed because we're already logged in. And so let's close that. Let's look at the header for the right. I think it's part of the layout. So if we go layout app, maybe not main header. Oh, navigation menu. Okay. So site admin, blah, blah, blah. This is all going to be down here. So we want it up here. marketplace, and this is going to go to marketplace. We don't even need this because it's never going to be in there. Okay. So is this going to be too big? Oh, I think this is the mobile version. Oh, maybe not. Logo. Where is that not showing up? Yeah, so where? Okay, so if we put this back to 100% for a sec, I know. Okay, so there's marketplace there. So if it gets too small, it should pop up in the hamburger menu here. So let's go to auth. Yeah, that's fine. You can sit in here. Marketplace. Okay. Marketplace. Okay, we definitely don't want that SVG. We want something a little more appropriate. So let's go to Heroicons. Always want the SVG. Never want the JSX. Okay. Yes. Okay. So we want. What do we want to have? Like store? Sure. Okay, that did not help at all. Let's just go to this site. This is it's a new raycast extension I was trying out, so that's fine for now. Building storefront, copy SVG. That's what we want. And then this can go away. Marketplace. Okay, so that's a bit big. Ooh, that is really big. I think they have different sizes here. So if we go mini, outline, only the outline or the size. Okay. Oh, duh. Width 4, height 4, MR2. Okay, there we go. We have a marketplace. Cool. So, the last thing I think I want to do is I just want to put like a little marketplace kind of banner-ish thing here. Let's just go back here and link both on logged in and public header. Yep. Let's go to the marketplace blade. Yep. Okay, so let's put an H1 here. It's going to be marketplace. Oh, all right, too late for that. Okay, so class equals text for Excel. How does that look? So actually what we want is, oops, we want this to be here. I'm going to wrap this all in a div. Okay, so it's right there. So just font bold, text white. Extra bold. Marketplace, cool. And I think I had some text on the Excalibur. Yeah. Let's just do that. So p tag. Where are we? Here we are. Okay. So text white width, I don't know, 96. Let's see how that looks. Let's wrap all this in a div so that we can then kind of move stuff around inside of it. Class equals space y to pb4. I'm going to join someone's season ticket group. Here are the groups that are looking for new members. Cool. Okay, so that's a little too narrow. 20. I don't know if that's a thing. Yep. And then we just got to adjust it for the responsive. So say width full SM 120. And we'll say text 4XL, SM text 6XL. Let's say text SM on small breakpoint, make it text medium. Okay, so it's smaller there. That's good. Yeah, I'm comfortable with that. Cool. Now I'm curious which breakpoint that is. That's got to be this extra small. Okay, so let's say extra small width 96. Yeah, that's better. Cool. Okay, so we have a little bit of text to make it a little less lame, I guess. I don't know. Have some content on there. Okay, so let's go back to Notion for a second. Okay, so let's run the sitemap generator and actually see art. I don't even remember what the command is. Sitemap generate. Okay, so art sitemap generate. Cool. Let's go take a look. Okay. Are we seeing Marketplace? We are. Okay, so Marketplace is getting ingested into the sitemap, which is awesome. That's exactly what we want. I'll zoom in here. So here it is, Marketplace. Boom. It's being updated daily. Obviously, it's not actually daily, but that's fine. So what else do we got here? So sitemap generation. Okay, so implement the test marked as to do for the marketplace. This I'm not super concerned about. I'm actually starting to get a bit hungry, so I think I'm gonna go make dinner. But basically, at this point, short of the billing stuff, which I'm gonna probably work on just by myself over the next couple days here, to actually charge like to the admin to spend the $10 or whatever to list their season. This is basically how I want it. So if we hide that, would be nice if, I don't know why the site admin and marketplace hide. Let's go take a look at that and figure out that right now. So let's go navigation menu. Okay. That's going to be the top one here. Okay, so hidden. Okay, so yeah, I don't actually want this hidden. Yeah. Hmm. I mean, it's there. It's just just call this flex. Yeah, there we go. So now it should show up even if the person is zoomed in, which is what we want. Even if we get bigger. Oops. Not zooming what I thought I was zooming. Okay, so there we go. So now, oh my goodness. Even if we zoom in really far, marketplace still shows up there. That's good enough for me. Okay, so I think let's just go back to Notion here for a second. Let's review everything that we did here. So we're now using the landing page layout for the marketplace rather than the default one. We applied the styles from the ticket on the front page to the marketplace listing. We added the link to the admin season page. We actually make the contact button work, which will display a warning that your email address is about to be disclosed to the admin. And if it's approved, then it actually sends the email to the admin. An admin should be allowed to edit an existing listing, so we did that. And then we added the link to the marketplace on both the logged in and the public headers. And then we also made sure that the sitemap generation is actually including the marketplace. So at this point, it is more or less ready to go. Like I said, I'm just going to work on the payment stuff probably by myself over the next couple days. And then I will be back on Sunday, all fingers crossed that I can be back on Sunday. And we can basically press the go live button on this, but it's looking amazing. So at any rate, thank you guys for joining me today. I know this was kind of another impromptu stream. I will be back on a regular schedule starting Sunday. If you haven't already, if you can follow me on YouTube, it's youtube.com/@nexe_dev. On Twitch, I'm Nexe. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys coming along for this ride. And I will see you in the next one. Later.